Hello everybody, welcome back. And it's the 6th day. I still can't get my head around that, mate. I said that on this morning short. Because Monday is 2 days away. That would be a week away, that's 7 days. But apparently that's 8. So we're going to talk about first day out this morning. If you've been following me progress, you'll know that I've been really happy with the way it's went. Especially after almost walking away from it, even with seconds to go. I wasn't going to go ahead. And that's the only reason was prompted me to get the camera equipment out, which I normally use for going around the care homes, around the areas and vlogging around see what the carers get up to and the residents, because they're brilliant. And that's what it's normally for. And I just said, no, I'll share this journey, because I nearly walked away. I was watching YouTube videos till 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, not even getting any sleep, and thinking, what have I signed up for? I'm not doing this. This is ridiculous. Now, the messages I've had this week off people, and the comments on different Facebook posts, thank God you shared it. And then other people started to come out and say, actually, I felt the same. I was ready to walk as well. Not just, the women, because us men are the softest. There was the women coming out and saying, but obviously more men than what I expected. Because normally men would tend to try and keep it to ourselves. So right, first day out this morning, I got up and I went to watch my grandson play football. And I'm going to show you a little clip now. It's off the phone, so it's not as high quality, for a few seconds of just how far I had to walk. I was not expecting that. It was an away game. We hadn't been to that ground before. A friend picked me, my son and my grandson up. We went to watch the grandson play. And when we got to the ground, it was a massive comprehensive school or academy or something in Hebburn, Tyne-and-Wear. And I just couldn't believe it. I went, where's the pitch? So we went in the reception and went, you've got to walk right the way around the building, up a hill or up some steps. Because she looked at me sticks as if to see, I'm not sure you can do the steps or the hill. And she went, and the pitches are on the top of there. The wind was unreal. So I got halfway around and I looked back at where the car was just before my friend pulled away, and I thought, you know what? I'm actually further today than what I would have been if we'd played here last week before the operation. I wouldn't have got that far. And I didn't have sticks then because I was trying to deny the problem. But I thought, I wouldn't have got this far. I would have been still halfway and I would have stopped. I used to pretend I was on my phone, something. I was walking around the supermarket and I would go, oh my God, the pain. And I would stop and I would pretend I was on my phone. Same if I was working in a pub or a club doing one of my gigs. I would go in and I'd start setting up. I would go, oh God, the pain of lifting that speaker up. And you could see the audience looking at you, and I would think, I'll just pretend I've took a phone call. Yeah. All right, yeah. Total lies, you know what I mean? Okay, I'll catch you later. I'm just setting up. And I think, right, this pain's gone a little bit now. Carry on. And you just do these things for other people. And I thought, I wouldn't have got this far. And I looked, I thought, still got quite a distance to go. But I've put that in the video. You're going to have a look at it now. And I'm really happy with just how fast I got there. Well, I've walked from the car park. And actually got, apparently the football pitch is around there somewhere. I've got my sticks. I tell you what, I've walked from there quicker than what I did before the operation last Saturday. If it'd been the same journey last Saturday, the same football ground, I would have still been a bit further back. So I'm actually walking faster today. So let's go and see where the football pitch is. I just need to have a nice coffee. Apparently there's coffee around there. Right, I've made it round to the pitches. Challenge number 2. The pitches are up a hill or up some steps. So, I don't know which way to go. Just trying to find everybody. I've come this far, I'm not missing it now. I think it's that way. Right, so when we got round the corner, the wind was howling. It was blowing me back and everything. Everybody just left me. You know what I mean? They just went, I thought, oh, thanks very much, like. But I made my way there. I would say it was a good quarter of a mile walk in total, easily. Went up a grass verge, which I thought I couldn't have done that last week. And I shouldn't be doing it this week, really. But I've come this far. I didn't go where the big hills were, where the steps were, what I've just showed you. But what I did was I went further round where it flattened off and I went up a small incline, probably like that compared to the one I've showed you. And I went and we put me fishing chair near the corner flag. My son helped me with that, and a good friend from the football club. We put a hospital type of cushion inside the fishing chair to make it more comfortable because they're very low. And just as I went to sit in, it just blew straight across the football pitch. That's how bad the wind was. And I was way, it nearly took me, it nearly took everybody. But anyway, still on my feet, so they got the chair, sat down. I said, once I sat on that'll not go anywhere. So we sat down, watched the football. I got a bit uncomfortable with about 15 minutes to go. It was freezing. I had a coffee brought to me, which was nice. But I would say I was getting really cold, and my fingers were absolutely freezing. I had a woolly hat on, I had a big coat on, but I didn't think to take gloves. Everything else was warm. But then I could feel my leg getting cold as well. I thought, well, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing because it's been hot for a few days. But then when there was about 15 minutes ago, they play about 35 minutes each way. So then I had to walk back to them steps I've just showed you. And we went back to the steps, and I thought, I'm just going to go this way. So I held on to the rail. I didn't use my crutches, I had them in my hand. And for the first time in years, I actually walked down each step one by one, and not one at a time. Normally I'm like 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps. I mean, my knees are throbbing off today because I do have knee trouble. I've had that for years. That goes back to my footy days before the grandson played. And that's just one of the things. I just needed one thing done first. I'll look at the knees a bit further down the line. But my hip was just so restricted for getting in and out of the car and things like that. Now that's another thing I managed to do. I think I've got it on there, haven't I? Yeah, in and out of the car. So I got in and out of the car quite well. I wasn't expecting that, because with my hip, getting in my own car was always a problem. So getting into somebody else's today, I thought was going to be a bigger problem. So I put my good leg in. Obviously I was on the left hand side and it's my left leg. So I put my good right leg in first, and then I sort of swiveled my body around and I went, I can't believe I've just lifted my leg straight up. So my left leg lifted up and just swung round as though, like my brain was telling it to. I thought, it's the first time it's done that in years. And we sat down and went to the match. It was about 15 minutes away, which wasn't bad. And I just thought, this is great. You know, I thought, could I be sitting on a plane next? It's a bit soon, I guess. But anyway, yeah, that went well. In and out the car was easy. Getting to the football, a good quarter-mile walk. It's probably more than I've walked in the last 5 years. So that was great. And I can honestly say, one of the things that put me off swimming in the last year or two was climbing in and out of the pool. It was too difficult. Because sometimes, you know, these rails what you climb out of the pool on, they're not, how do you say it? They're not secure. You know what I mean? They're sort of, you're looking and you go, whoa, this is not secure, this. They're often hanging off, aren't they? You can see the cement or the filler around the brackets. And the one where I live in Berkeley, at Berkeley Swimming Pool, that was like that, regular. So I thought, oh, I better give the swimming up. But today I was thinking, once this scar's healed, I can go swimming now, because I can actually climb in and out of the pool, and that'll help my knees. So I'm really happy with that, how that went. The medication that I'm still using, let's talk about that. They give me morphine to take late at night. They said take one late at night. They give me codeine, which I know constipates you. And they give me Paracetamol, which I already had some of anyway. I think they knew by my prescription, so they didn't give me much of that because they said it's on your repeat anyway. And for years, I would say for 3 or 4 years, and this is important, it really, I swear to you, this is really important for people, right? For about the last 3 or 4 years, I've been getting Paracetamol 500 milligram. Does that make sense? I'm not good on medicals, but it was the strong one anyway. And, is it 400? 400, I think, sorry. And it's 500 in a pack. There's 2 little boxes. And I've been getting them off the doctor. He wouldn't give me the ibuprofen because he said they're cheaper in Aldi and places. I said, wait, I'm over 60, you know, I'm paying my dues. I paid them and I'm still paying them. I'm still working. I said, surely I'm entitled to free prescription. He went, but they're really cheap in Aldi. I said, we saw Paracetamol. He went, yeah, but they're not. These are double strength. I went, well, give me double strength ibuprofen. Sorry, it's over budget. So I've been going to Aldi, probably I would say, buying 6 little boxes a week of ibuprofen. Only 40 odd pence. I know that. It's not. It's a principle, the low strength. So you're having to buy more, whereas the doctor can genuinely give you a higher strength. So I've been getting them. I've been getting ibuprofen gel off the doctor, and buy my own ibuprofen tablets and getting paracetamol tablets off the doctor. And I've been crunching them. Honestly, I've been going through 7 or 8 boxes of ibuprofen a week for a long time. Certainly in the last year, we really escalated. So since Wednesday, I've took a little tiny sip of morphine before I went to bed in case I get a pain through the night and it wakes me up, which is silly really because I'm not needing it. I haven't had any codeine since Wednesday. It's now Saturday. Let's remember the operation was Monday. So I haven't touched the codeine since Wednesday night. I've had 2 paracetamol a day. I was on at least 8 a day with 8 ibuprofen easily. So I'm down to 2 paracetamol a day. Don't need any morphine today or tonight. I've had me 2 paracetamol. I might take 2 at bedtime, but I don't know why. I'll probably just take them out of habit. I just cannot believe the difference. And this is why I put the video together. Different, let anybody tell you otherwise, right? Everybody's different. I know some people have some bad cases. Some people, yeah, that can happen on any operation. You can get, that can happen on a hair transplant. I vouch for that one. But, you know, we can all have a good experience and a bad experience. I'm just telling you my experience. I don't need any painkillers already. I'll be taking them for the sake of taking them. So I'm not prepared to do it. So, yeah, medication. Pretty much. I'll take 2, just maybe they might help knock me out later, 2 paracetamol, but I'm not taking anything else. And my friend, apparently, she's popping up to see me tomorrow, and she's been checking me morphine, and she said, "You do know it's addictive, don't you?" I went, "Sam, I don't even know anything about morphine. I don't know. I'm not good on medication. I don't know much. I've got an asthma inhaler. I've took painkillers for the hip and the knees." I said, "Other than that, I don't know anything." And she went, "Morphine's addictive." She says, "I'm taking it off you tomorrow." So she's coming up tomorrow to take it off me. So whatever happens, it's gone. So that was my first long walk. Now there's another thing I want to show you. I'm going to show you a little video now of my legs, the swelling. Well, one leg is the bad leg. And when I put the cushion on, sorry, not the cushion, the stocking on, it stings after a while. I think it's like, so somebody choking my leg, you know what I mean? And I think, no, I cannot leave that on. I'll never sleep with that on at night. So last night I had to take it off before I got to sleep. Took it off myself, to be honest. It was dead easy to. But I've got them both off right now. And I will put one back on my good leg, but I'm not putting on my bad leg tonight. I get my blood thinner injection every night at 6 o'clock. My sister comes up to do that. And I have been wearing the stockings, but I'm not wearing the stocking tonight because I tried to have a nap this afternoon. And my leg just kept getting uneasy, and you know that thing I've talked about in the other videos where my legs kicking in that and basically saying, "You might want to lie down, but I'm not." It's like gone mental. And when I've had a look, I'm going to show you now. Here's the swelling. Look at the swelling on that. So when I put the stocking on, which I've had to take off now in the end, it absolutely throbs because basically it's like somebody's sitting on you. Whereas this one, that's me good leg. Hello. Nobody's ever called it a good leg. You know what I mean though. That's me good leg. Not a feeling at all. That one hurts when I put the stocking on. So you see it for yourself. You know what I mean? It's visibly there. So I'll drink plenty of water and things like that. I'm going to pop around my local social club tomorrow night. It's not very far, but I'm not going to walk it. I'll get a taxi and just have a sit down and maybe 2 beers or something like that. Not anything stupid, just 2 beers with my friends. The club's actually closing this week, and I've been part of the family for years, the club. So it'll be great to pop in and just say hello and goodbye, of course, to some people. But there's nothing else really to report. I just want to say thanks very much for all the support, and the messages are brilliant when people get in touch. So I think I've ticked a lot of boxes in the last 24 hours, especially coming off the medication, having the long walk, going outside. I walked up to the car much easier than I did before the operation. And I would say, if anything right now, my knees are stinging because they've had a few days rest and I forgot how bad they can be. They're stinging a lot. I will worry about them further down the line, but this is all about the hip. And honestly, God, I'll say what I've said in the past. I know I'm repeating myself, but please take notice of what I'm saying. Otherwise, we're all wasting our time. You're wasting time watching, I'm wasting my time talking. Listen to what I'm saying, right? If I had to sign for that hip, if I had to sign for that hip in the near future or in the far future, I would get that form as quick as I could. To sign for this one, I put it off for years. I would get that form now. I would say email it now, I'll send it back to you now. And if you want to do it Monday, I'll be in on Monday. Even with this leg still recovering, I'd say I'll come in Monday. That's how good the operation is. I listen to the wrong people. Please, 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 don't listen to the wrong people. If the hospital's got a good name, which, however, let's have face it, it has. They all have. You know what I mean? The NHS try their hearts out. They work hard. They've got some skilled people. Just get in there, listen to their advice. If they say you should be put to sleep, be put to sleep. If they say you'd be better with an epidural, do the epidural. I was trying to argue against them. No, I want to be put to sleep. He went, how long for? It's not a long operation. I said, 3 weeks? 4 weeks? He says, no. I said, come on. He says, I promise you, it'll be done and dusted within an hour or two. And 9:30 we went in. 11 o'clock I was having a cup of coffee. Laughing my head off. But I was annoyed with myself for putting it off, because I thought, there's a lot of things I wanted to do the last few years, and I couldn't do them because of that hip. So I was a little bit disappointed with myself. And you might feel the same when you come out. That's what it does to you. But it also makes you proud, because your life can start that day if you take the right advice. So good luck to everybody. Thanks for following the videos. I love making them. They pass the time away, honestly. I'm bored. Have you seen what's on daytime TV? Oh my God. It's just like, it hasn't evolved, has it? It's like, oh, it's another story. Because I'm sure the race is getting thicker. You know what I mean? If you go back to the 70s or 80s, I'm sure everybody was more intelligent. But right, that's another story. Good luck with your hip operation. Thanks for following. And what's my next big thing? My next big thing will be Monday, I think. I'm going shopping. Supermarkets. Oh, wait till they start bouncing me around, bumping into me. To get the crutcher straight in the face. Oh, and I'm not that bad. But they will be told, back off! Thank you very much.